Salah will go down as probably the best winger in the Premier League history.
Ten Hag's not good at delivering messages. That's literally what he said.
Casemiro's by himself. And of course, when you're under pressure, every player does it. You do something hasty. Do you know what I'm saying? So that way of playing, if we continue this way, and Casemiro's not to blame, that's a tactical thing. And that's understanding that this player that's not what he's good at. Ready?
Oh, sorry, man. I'm just doing the social side of the game.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just got to pattern up that.
So this is what
side
happens before every episode, guys. I'm waiting.
Just got
and then this guy.
This is for us. This is for the promotion of this. This is for the promotion.
Where's it going?
Of the show.
It's going on your social
It's going
media.
on, yeah, but it's going on the Instagram. And you're going to be added. You know
Because that really helps me so much.
You're going to be added. You know, I'm trying.
Well, I'm Harry Pinero. That's Culture Cams. You already know. So I want to say something to you, pal. You was part of probably one of the highlights of my week. Yeah. Now, if you guys don't know, Cams defeated Faisal in SDS Mastermind after defeating his toughest opponent yet, Harry Pinero, which was really, really tough for him.
It was tough.
Now, I actually fumbled under pressure. That was one of the most difficult things that I've ever done in my life.
Bro, I was disappointed how, you know what, I didn't like how everybody was like, oh, you don't know nothing about ball. I'm like, this guy does know ball, bro.
No, it's just literally, obviously, I already knew going into that Cams was going to win, but I thought, let me test myself. And I think I gave him a extended lead by the first round, which was, you know, how many this can you name and so on and so forth. And after that, you just literally was gone.
Yeah.
But it's not about me. It's about you. SDS Mastermind, that probably was the greatest episode ever.
Yeah.
Now, I want to highlight some moments for me that literally killed me.
Yeah.
The decibels of how you were shouting, You're like, he played this way. That one. Was it that one? I said, what's going on? Faisal calling someone a bum.
Bro, that was crazy.
Listen, whoa.
Bro.
You can't be talking to your colleagues like that. That killed me. Oh, my. No, so talk me through that, because personally, that was, I think everybody can say, that was probably the best thing we've seen on SDS Mastermind.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sharky and SDS for that. But yeah, talk to me.
Nah, you know what? That was a madness, because leading up to it, Faisal had been talking his shit, you get me? And we had been kind of like throwing jabs at each other, you know what I mean? So I knew once we get in there, it's gonna be something. And I've seen how Faisal is. And the thing is, I've said all the time, bro, like, in this industry, there's antagonists and stuff, but no one's a bigger antagonist than me. If you want me to start trolling you, if you want me to start really doing mind games, I can do it. You know where I'm coming from? So I was like, yeah, I see him do it to other people, but you know, it's like, pick on someone of your own size. You know them ones. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, cool, let's go. And instantly, bro, from the get-go, it was mind games. It was boom. We were just on it. So then when it was just building up, and then obviously I started playing a little bit tactical as well. Like when I was like, yo, I was like, hold on, he's making me forget my question. Oh, now I'm thinking of the answer. You know? I'm thinking of the answer. Because I saw him. Oh, yeah, because I saw him do the same thing. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go back and forth. And then anyway, it started getting to their moments, right? So now he started losing his head. When I started seeing him like fumble his words and losing his head, I was like, okay, I've got him where I want. So now he's shouting at Merce and doing all of that. I'm like, whatever. But do you know when I started panicking, when I started shouting at Sharky,
No.
Because, bro, in the first 6 questions, I got 4 wrong. I'm like, I'm bottling it. I'm like, yo, I'm bottling this shit. Like, no way. I'm about to be the biggest.
So was your coping mechanism for that to shout?
Bro, I was like, yeah.
I thought Sharky. Sharky
bro,
kept it together.
I feel sorry for him. It was hard. It was hard for him to manage both of us, But I was like, yo, no way I'm about to bottle this. So that's what I'm trying to clarify the question. He's like, who's the youngest? Youngest, bro. Who's the youngest? Are you sure
No, you guys, if you haven't watched it, please, I'm begging you, please. You know, like when I'm watching it, because I watched it on my TV, and every time I kept reloading it, it said most replayed, because it was the moments, and it was a moment like there's a guy on one of the comments, and it shows the moments. It's called Faisal's breakdowns.
Yeah.
And it's moments. There was a time when
Yeah. He's like, you're not gonna be on the podcast. Your job's at risk. Yo, it was so funny. But now, honestly, like entertainment wise and stuff, that's what I want to do on this show, bro. If I win or lose, whatever. One thing I said is, I want to walk away from this thing as the people's champion. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, 100%.
Regardless, like, the trophy matters to me, but I want to walk away like, you know, like people like, yeah, this guy turned this thing up. You get me? And for this episode to happen, like, honestly, we didn't plan this, bro.
No, of course not.
It just happened. It was crazy, though. It was crazy.
No, that was amazing. That was amazing. No, shout out to Faisal as well. Shout out to SDS. And Sharky, honourable mention for keeping it together. I think he was looking at this like, this is amazing.
Bro, and the thing is, we've done videos, both of us afterwards as well. He said that he was robbed. Bro, I was robbed of 4 points, by the way. Yeah. But we're not going to talk about that. Just don't let that happen.
Yeah, it was the Richard Dunn one.
Bro, Richard Dunn,
Paul Scholes. And then...
he asked a question that was in the final.
There's three players that have got the most red cards.
Yeah, Vieira, Duncan Ferguson, Dunn.
Yeah.
So it was a madness. It was a madness. But listen, I'll let it slide because he had a tough job trying to manage both of us. So it is what it is, man. It's Hasib's fault mainly, though.
Yeah, Hasib.
He's going
Jury's
under the radar.
out on you, pal.
He's going under the radar.
I've also announced something as well.
Yes, this is legendary.
Yeah, no, thank you, appreciate you, man. Me and young Philly have got a sauce with Heinz and German doner kebab. It's called the secret sauce. Now, I actually forgot to bring the sauce bottle here. It would have been great to have it right there. Yeah. But it's something that I've been, it's been a year now that we've been planning this. Planning this. And I only told that my close people because... You know, like when something is so close to you, you don't want to say anything in case anything can happen. But shout out to the German doner kebab team and Heinz for trusting us with this product. I ordered it twice yesterday.
No, I'm gonna order it.
I loved it. No, it's great.
The actual
the burger. Yeah.
Okay,
so
I'll order
I would like. It's great when you have it mixed as well with the chicken and the doner. But yeah, no, I'm happy. We've got a launch party next week, but we've also got a meet and greet tomorrow. So this episode will come out today.
Either today or tomorrow morning.
But you can still come and see us. All the information will be on my Instagram. But I'm just happy because Sauce and Harry Pinero goes hand in hand.
Nah, man. Legendary, bro. Like, honestly, bro, those are one of them moments where I'm so proud, honestly. Like, that is crazy. Imagine saying HP like the Sauce your whole time and Heinz. This ain't this is Heinz, bro. When you think of Sauce, you think of Heinz, bro. So for you to have that, like, honestly, you guys, both you and Philly, bro, you don't underestimate or whatever it is, like, downplay that achievement. That is
it still don't feel real, though.
That's incredible, bro. Like, you only see bro, Saka, I saw have a sauce. Bukayo Saka.
I think
and
me, Philly, and Ed Sheeran are the only 3 people to have a sauce of Heinz.
Bro, that's legendary, bro. That's legend. You and Philly, bro. Honestly, inspirations in this scene. Everyone, you know what's funny? Yeah? Everyone like sees YouTubers and think not real job, they're not celebs, they're not this, they're not that. It's not hard work, bro. You guys are an inspiration to a lot of people, you, man. Bro. Honestly, bro. Big
and
up,
guys,
man.
Go get that German doner kebab burger, man. The secret sauce burger, and there'll be many more things to come. Yeah. But that's enough about what's been happening outside of to be honest, SDS is still football, but yeah, I want to discuss something with you, Cams. Gareth Southgate is no longer the England manager. Lee Carsley has taken over as interim manager. Now, initially when I saw that happen, there was a lot of positive feedback based on the fact that he's been a proven England manager in terms of working in a youth setup. He likes to play a type of football that probably England should be playing with the amount of talent that we have. But also the players that he called up. We're talking about Angel Gomes, players that haven't played in a long time for England or haven't even played for England, and he brought them into the fold. So much so, my dad was like, he's playing a lot of black guys. Like, my dad was buzzing for that. What are your views on it? Because you was very vocal on X about it. What were your views?
Bro, from the very jump, even before Southgate was going, I wanted Lee Carsley in charge. And a lot of people were saying...
was that because of? What was it because of?
One, because I saw the football that he likes to play with the under-21s. And he's also won with the under-21s. Won the Euros, the under-21s. I can't remember if he was the manager for the World Cup. I might be wrong. But he won the Euros with the 21s. And it's the football that he was playing. He prioritizes technical ability. From any manager that I see trust Angel Gomes in the centre of midfield at international level, makes me
Madueke as well.
yeah, Madueke, it intrigues me. Do you know what I mean? So to see him go and do it, and the first thing he did, I was praying he called up Angel Gomes, and he did. You saw him play Jack Grealish in midfield.
Freedom.
And he had 2 great games. You saw Trent in his normal role playing outstanding. Noni came on, got an assist. He was prioritizing Anthony Gordon, direct, running, dribbling. You look at Rico Lewis, by the way, he's having a season right now. Everyone that I've just mentioned, real technical players. And then you've got like the guy to break it all up in Declan Rice, and Kane can go and do what he needs to do. That's what England should be. England have too much talent now not to be a team that want to get on the ball and dominate. Kobbie Mainoo sat on the bench for one of the games, and we didn't mind. We didn't just 2 months ago. You're thinking, yo, with no Kobbie, we can't even pass the football anymore. So when you're looking at it, I like the way he thinks. I like the way I know what he likes, and that's the most important thing. So everyone talking about, bring in Eddie Howe, bring in Thomas Tuchel, Pochettino. Why? I always say, what's the point of the under level if you're not going to get the chance at the seniors? If I'm an under 21 player, the aim is to be a senior. If I'm an under 21 manager, the aim is that if the job comes available, give me an opportunity. And just like Gareth Southgate, that's how he got the job. So I think Carsley should get the job full time. I think he's a calm man, plays the right way.
Do you think there's an element of it being a knee-jerk reaction to a few games?
No, look, I get it. If you were anti-Carsley and you just see these 2 games and you're like, okay, bring him in, then I can fully understand that. But it's international level, right? National teams don't really be going and getting the best managers in the world. Yeah, I mean, like Mourinho is not managed at international. Pep Guardiola, like if Spain wanted to manage now, they're not going to go to Pep. You're not going to get the best managers. So when I'm seeing England like go for linked to Thomas Tuchel and stuff, I'm like, this ain't club football. Like, why are you trying to get you know what I'm saying? Like when I see Nagelsmann at Germany, I'm thinking, right, you seem a bit too advanced to even be a national manager right now. So when I see that, the national team managers are always a bit lower profile. I think Carsley's perfectly made for it. And listen, as I said, it's refreshing to see technical players out there. Obviously, Jude still got to come back in, Foden, but these guys are going to have to battle to get back in. And that's what you want, because everyone should be on a level technically. And I think he's doing the right thing. And he didn't call up Rashford. He didn't call up Sterling. He didn't call up, Rashford and Sterling. So it looks like withdrew. Yeah. Bro, England have a lot of talent. Sterling and Rashford it's probably tough for them now. But that's what you want. You don't want to miss these guys. No, that's important, man.
There was a quote, a video actually I watched where Anthony Gordon said that they didn't play. They asked Anthony Gordon actually, did they play well in the Euros? And he was like, nah. He said that they didn't play with freedom in the Euros and were bailed out by elite players. How has that changed now with the games that you saw? Because I didn't end up watching the games because I was away, right? Yeah. But I saw how everyone was reacting to it. My dad said actually that Trent played absolutely amazing.
Fantastic.
And he was probably their best player. He got 2 man of the matches for 2 games, right? But how has that changed in terms of the freedom that you guys saw in comparison to what we witnessed in the final and what we witnessed during the whole tournament in the Euros?
Bro, it's players being confident on getting the ball in tough situations, in tight areas. I think England massively lacked that at the Euros. Kobbie was on it. Deckers didn't really do it too much. Jude didn't really do it too much. Foden didn't do it enough. Getting the ball in areas where once you receive it, you can take out 1 or 2. Drop the shoulder, 2 people are out. 1 pass between the lines. Angel Gomes was firing them through the lines. And that's what you want. Play quickly. And then you've got Trent, who I keep saying, I don't care what nobody says to me, this guy is one of the best players in the world. I always say it. He's so good when he's allowed to do what he needs to do. And again, he showed that. It makes you go back to the Euros and think, why are we wasting time with Kyle Walker? You know what I mean? Why are we wasting time putting him in centre mid? Nonsense stuff like that. And now you just see guys are in their favoured roles. Rico Lewis is in there. And that's what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is that when you have a lot of players that are technically on a wavelength, football becomes easier for you. That's why it's easier for Spain. That's why it's easier for Pep teams. You got to have people that are all on a wavelength. No one does you pass it and it's clunky and it's bouncing and none of that. So once you saw that, you saw the freedom. Jack Grealish in midfield, not playing it hanging out on the left. He'll pop up on the left, but he's got the freedom in midfield. He can drive with the ball where I think he's best. So profiling players sounds simple, but a lot of managers make it like it's not simple. And that's what Carsley done. Profiled the players right, and England were fantastic, man. Noni off the bench, came on, made assist. He started moving mad after a while, but came off the bench, got an assist. That's what you want, bruv. That's exciting. So, listen, I'm excited for it.
There's 2 players I want to mention. You mentioned them already. Trent, we spoke about him last season. You spoke highly about him being the best right back in the Premier League, in Premier League history. You said that, right? But we saw them back-to-back man of the match performances, right? What do you reckon that Lee Carsley saw in Trent that Southgate didn't? And is the egg now on Southgate's face for him putting him in midfield, but then also trusting him ahead against, you know, a proven right back in not only English football but European football with Kyle Walker?
It's the mindset. Southgate looks at Trent and says, you can't defend. Lee Carsley looks at Trent and says, you're the most elite technical fullback we've ever seen in that position in the last 10 years, let's say. That's the difference. It's simply a mindset thing. Just because it's Lee Carsley doesn't mean Trent's going to defend better now than he did with Southgate. He's not. But the only thing is now you're going to utilize him in the way Trent wants to be utilized. And that's coming inside, that's going out wide, that's whipping crosses in, that's influencing the game from all areas. That is Trent. I've never understood when you have such an elite player, why you try and look at his deficiencies. Look at what he can offer you. Trent is a match winner from the defense. You know how insane that is? He's a match winner from the defense. So it's just simply a mindset thing. And I do think it's egg on his face. You can't have, for me, again, the best right back in the world playing in midfield. His best seasons have been at right. Well, he's never played in midfield.
And I think it's a credit to Trent, though, because Trent is the type of player that he'll play anywhere.
Yeah.
You put him. He can play in midfield. But as you said, for me, Trent's best performances for Liverpool have not been in midfield.
No.
He drifts into midfield, and Liverpool have a great way of taking up the space that has been vacated by him moving into midfield. However, we've seen Champions League masterclasses from him. We've seen Premier League masterclasses from him where he's playing at right back, but he's moved further forward. And I think for me, Lee Carsley, the reason why I think there was so much joy about him managing England is because, like you said, he's proven it with the younger players, but then also he hasn't lost a game for England, even though he's only played he's only managed a few, but there was more positives that we saw. Obviously, it's lesser opponents, so it's not something to write home about, but there's more positives. A player that I felt like, you know, I think sometimes it's a bit sad when a player is playing at a top club but can't get into the team. People then think that this player is not good enough. Angel Gomes. Now, we've been supporting Man United all our lives, so we know what young players are coming in, and we've always felt like this player is technically amazing, right?
Bro.
I've got one of his friends, I've got his name. He, I was obviously keeping tabs on him when he went to France, right? And he was like, come and watch him. Come and watch him play. And I didn't get the time to, but I was keeping a tab, and these performances were always like ball control, kept it well. But obviously, they were not a team that are like, they're not a top team, but he's showing these great performances, right? And anyone can see that this guy's a great player. Just because you leave Man United, you leave Liverpool, you leave Man City, doesn't mean that that's the end of your career. It just means that you need to just go do the work again and come back.
Facts.
He's now been picked for England. How great was he in that position? Because he's a deep lying midfield player right now that passes forward, forward thinking player. How good was he?
So good, bro. So good. And that's the thing, like, he's so anti-stereotypical English midfielder. You think about English centre.
I'm sure he's Nanny's cousin.
Yeah, he is. No, his nephew.
Yes. Yeah.
So you look at him and you think to yourself, you look at English centre mids over the time, Declan Rice, Gerrard, Lampard, other than Paul Scholes, they're all big people, you know what I mean? Or they're industrious, they can get about. And you look at Angel Gomes, bro, he was still intercepting. His mind is faster than anything else. And that's the most important thing. And English footballers or English midfielders, it's never really a case like that. It's always like they're physically very good, and of course they're technically good, but his mind is quicker. It's like Paul Scholes in the terms of what you lack physically, you make up mentally, and he was just a step above. You know what I mean? And look, I'm so happy for him because, as you mentioned, you get released from United, you're 5'5". People are thinking, brother, you ain't gonna make it. You know what I mean?
He's 5'7".
Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, I think he's 5'7".
Yeah, 5'7".
Yeah.
And people think you're not gonna make it, but for him to go to France, by the way, still be bossing it at under 21 level, all it takes sometimes is a chance. All it takes is somebody to say, listen, I believe in you. And that's what Lee Carsley done. Worked with him already. Lee Carsley called up 6 people he worked with by the under-21s. That's all you need sometimes. Because listen, as you said, we've watched Man United. We know about our academy. He is one of the best technical players we have produced in the last 20 years in our academy. And it's facts. He is one of the best. We had Paul Pogba, Ravel Morrison's. Angel Gomes is up there in our top 5, top 6, Greenwoods, whatever. But he is up there. So the quality that he has can't go to waste. And listen, he has 1 year left on his contract. I think he comes up this summer.
Buy back.
Bring the boy home, bro.
Buy back.
Bring the boy home.
Bring him home.
Bring the boy home.
Him and Cobby.
He will run back to this club, bro.
He will.
He loves Manchester United, bro.
Yeah. But the Premier League is back. Now, I don't know how you lot feel. You guys can let us know. I'm not a fan of international football unless it is a tournament. I think it takes away from the momentum that every league has. Like La Liga started, Bundesliga started, Serie A, Premier League, all of that stuff. And it's like, it's a bit of a myth. But it's a well-needed break. However, things happen whilst the international break is happening, like injuries. Now, we're going into the North London derby, which for me over the last 3-4 years has risen in its stake of games. I think before, when we had the likes of Henry and Bergkamp and, Defoe or whatever, Kane even, it was bubbling, but there was none of the teams were really going to win the league. Now Arsenal are league title contenders. Spurs are making their way in. I think it's brought back that, it's a fixture that everybody wants to watch.
Do you think it's the best derby?
Yeah. I think it's the most competitive derby.
I mean, yeah.
I would say that. I think
it's most entertaining. I would say as well.
Yeah. Previously, I think it's always been entertaining to be honest, but now I think it's much more competitive now, isn't it? I think when you look at Man City and Man United, it's always like lion's share possession. Like we start well and then we get battered. Liverpool, we lost to them the other day as well. I think Liverpool and Everton as well. Like Liverpool usually always win that. And I'm not saying that Arsenal don't, but for 60 minutes,
it's competitive.
It's very competitive, and then something changes in the game, right? But now, this game's going to be a bit difficult because Arsenal have a lot of injuries. Odegaard, he's got ankle injury. Calafiori's got ankle injury. Marino's shoulder injury. Declan Rice is suspended, right? And it's not the same as Arsenal that it would have been if they were fit. Also, for Spurs, Solanke's injured, Van de Ven and Richarlison now.
That's a big loss.
So there's a lot of injuries on both sides as well. I believe now, for Arsenal, we spoke about this before, there were some signings that we feel like Arsenal should have made. Yeah. Obviously, we're not expecting Odegaard to be injured, but this is what you have to prepare for, right? I believe that this is now a test of Arsenal's strength in depth. Yeah. Because two iconic players for what the success that's been over the last 2 seasons are not available for this game, right? What do Arsenal have to do different than what they've been doing before? Because I'm sure he's going to have to change the way Arsenal play, because you don't have Declan Rice that is dictating in midfield and Odegaard, who is the creative player that he's been.
Teta's going to have to dive into his coaching bag, bro. Because he's going to have to find solutions. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, is it a Havertz in midfield, Trossard up front? Is it Trossard midfield, Havertz up front? It's a tough one for him. Yeah, I mean, Nwaneri's there, bro. Like, listen, if people don't know about Ethan Nwaneri, serious talent. He's coming soon. Trust me, all of this England stuff we're talking about, as well. He's coming soon. Very, very, very soon. Within the next 2 years, he'll have England cap. So when you're looking at talent like that, can he be thrown in? So I tweeted it and people say, no, they don't want to throw him in the deep end. But talents don't care about that. Yeah. Top talents don't. Marcus Rashford threw himself in straight against Arsenal and scored a brace. Do you know what I mean? Like, top talents don't care about that. How quick did it take for Kobbie Mainoo to play against Liverpool? And he ran the show. So I think you look at these type of players and maybe that's something he can consider. But what I would say is that obviously Moreno hasn't played, Calafiori has barely played, so I wouldn't count them as big losses.
Yeah, the main two are Declan Rice and Odegaard.
That's 2 of your midfield 3. That's massive. But then that's where you're going to have to trust in Jorginho. You're a Champions League winner. You're a Euros winner. You're experienced. You can't come and hold down for 1 game. That's something for him. Havertz, you're a Champions League winner. You're experienced. Can you hold it down? It's not only going to be down to Teta's coaching, but a lot comes down to the players stepping up. Can you just say to Declan Rice, listen, you can have a game off. We held it down. See you next week. It shouldn't have to be loss. You know what I mean? It shouldn't. City were doing that with the Rodri thing. I could never understand it. How are you just losing every game Rodri's not playing? But now look at this season. Rodri hasn't played a minute. They're winning. You move on. So it is a test of Arsenal's depth, but it's also a test of their players' character. But look at Liverpool. But look at Spurs. They're missing players. You just said Richarlison and Solanke, so that's 2 striker options.
And Van de Ven.
Van de Ven, their ultimate insurance policy. If the defense breaks down, he's the fastest defender we've ever seen. So I think it's both of them are struggling with injuries. Spurs' depth's not good. No disrespect, but that means Timo Werner's coming on early. That means Brennan Johnson's starting. No disrespect to them, but that's not super quality players. So I think Arsenal still have enough to go win it. Martinelli, step up. Saka, it is on you today.
I think when I look at this team, I think the only way Arsenal lose this game, in hindsight,
Sterling's back.
Hindsight, yeah, because I was going to speak about him as well. But in hindsight, is Spurs have to have every single player available, and Arsenal need to be in a position like that. Because I think in hindsight, Arsenal have the stronger team. They're the better team, right? But you mentioned Solanke not being there. That's a striker they paid a lot of money for. He's injured right now. Richarlison's injured as well. So the striking options are a problem, right?
Yeah.
Heung-min Son, Kulusevski, and Werner. Is that a strong enough front three, if that's going to be the front three, to attack against, for me, the best centre-back partnership in the last 2 years in the Premier League?
Son is obviously clinical. If he gets a chance, he'll probably score, right? But that doesn't sound enough for me. That doesn't sound threatening enough. I mean, this could come back to bite me, but Kulusevski, Werner, or Brennan Johnson, whoever, against Saliba, Ben White, I'm guessing Timber. Actually, no, Timber might be injured, you know?
Yeah, but I think he does said that they'll figure out because he didn't play internationally. So
maybe if it's Zinchenko playing, then maybe they might get some joy down that side. That's the only way I can see it. But it's a struggle. Look, this is going to be decided by moment, I think. Yeah. I don't think there's going to be a game where Arsenal win 3-0 or something like that, or Spurs batter. I think this is going to be decided by a moment. But Spurs still play a dangerously high line.
Yeah, and I love it.
Without Mickey van de Ven, I think that's where it could be a problem. And I think that's where Arsenal will capitalise, bro.
So they both dropped points last time Premier League games was played and Arsenal drew. They lost, right? Will a loss for Arsenal mount a bit more pressure on Arteta just because...
Just signed the contract.
Yeah, of course not. I mean, they trust in him. Yeah, but I'm speaking from a fan's perspective, right? Just because of the fact that they wanted more signings, They didn't get the signings. Injuries have come now, and it's like, this is where you prove it. Now, I'm with you. I do believe that Arsenal have enough quality to be able to get the W. But however, it's a North London derby. Things are different. High octane. It could go down to decisions, like you said, or moments of brilliance, right? If Arsenal lose, what does that mean now? What do you reckon the Arsenal fan base will be saying?
It's panic mode.
Yeah.
You're playing. You're competing against Man City.
Yeah. There's no time. There's no room for error.
Onslaught is out here winning 3 from 3, 0 conceded with Liverpool. It'll be panic mode. It's the reality. Liverpool have Nottingham Forest at Anfield. 3 points in my opinion. So all of a sudden you're thinking, no way, are we about to enter a City pool era again? You know what I mean? Have you seen Arsenal's fixtures?
No, it's hefty.
Spurs away, Atalanta away, Man City away. If they lose today and they have to go win at the Etihad, if they lose against... Yo, your title race could be over before the season starts. Yo, now let's keep it 100. If you drop points to Spurs and then you drop points to City, which is 2 tough games, like, if I'm a fan, I don't mind walking away from both them games with a draw. But in the reality is, because you're competing against a team like Man City, you want to win those. If they drop points against Spurs, I think that, you listen, obviously it's a cliche term, one game at a time. But I think they do have to win this one because you're going against Man City away after playing Atalanta away, who are a good team with some injuries that you have. I'll be worried. Yeah. If they lose, you're going to see a lot of chat now, bro.
You're going to see a lot. We got Archie in the back right now. Yeah. He just done this.
Bro, he's panicking. That's an Arsenal fan right there.
Arsenal fan, so
it's danger. It's danger. What do you think? Though?
For me, I think with Arsenal right now, that sending off from Declan Rice, really changed the narrative of that game. I think they was in real control against Brighton. They looked great, but credit to Brighton, they played great football. I don't think they played great against Man United to get the W, but they got the W. But against Arsenal, I saw the positives in there. They did exploit the space that was created from the fact that Declan Rice was injured, right? But I think Arsenal are a great team. Yeah, they've been a great team over the last 2-3 seasons. But these are the moments that define how good of a team they are, because they've lost a few players, two great players in Rice and Odegaard, but I don't think that's enough for them to lose the game. I think this will be a mentality thing. I think that's what's going to be the difference, the mentality, how much they want it more, how much they can account for having to do way more than what they usually used to because they've got Odegaard and Rice in there as well. So for me, this is a test of Arsenal's strength more than anything.
Sterling's
However,
a big addition.
I was just about to mention him now. They've now signed Raheem Sterling, who is a Premier League proven player, won it multiple times. Whatever team he's played for, he's been their best player or near about their best player, right? Now, going into this game, this is probably a game that Sterling will look at and be like, this is where I can make my mark. Because we don't have the Odegaard and Rice, which I've mentioned before, but this is where I'm going to arrive right now. I think Sterling's proven himself in the Premier League. I don't like the disrespect that comes with his name. I think, Chelsea wasn't something that he's going to be proud about, but that's not down to... Chelsea have not been great for a while now. Yeah, they're finding their feet with Enzo right now, but still, this is a top player, and I think this is the moment that he can prove to himself, but also to the Arsenal fans that are probably and ahhing about the signature, that I'm the guy.
It's a big game. It's a big game for him. As you mentioned, if you look last season, him and Nico Jackson absolutely exploited Tottenham's high line. You know what I mean? They could have.
That game was hilarious.
That was a mad game. Yeah, I don't know what Spurs were doing, but Sterling's running in behind was key. And you're looking at it, and you're looking at Spurs high line. Can he exploit that again? Because one thing about Sterling, as much as he can run at you with the ball, he's one of the best players in the league at running in behind, at understanding where to go, where to sniff out a chance. So, listen, if my first game was a derby, I would absolutely love it, bro. Derby. Imagine being able to announce yourself in a derby game, bro. North London derby. Remember when Martial did it against Liverpool?
Spoke about it last week.
No, we still talk about that to this day. So Sterling has an opportunity to do something legendary. So whether he starts or not, he will come onto the pitch anyway. He will be on the pitch, and if I'm him, I'll be licking my lips thinking, yes, listen, I can instantly become Arsenal folklore. You know what I mean? I can become a cult hero instantly. So, listen, big game for Raheem Sterling. I'm going to be interested to see how it goes for him, man, because this move, I said it before, I didn't expect it, but you're a hustler, mate. Credit to you. I mean, everyone thought you upgraded. He upgraded. He went to a better team. It's insane.
It could be like what happened with Kovacic and leaving Chelsea and going to Man City.
There we go.
And finding his place there.
Perfect
He's such
example.
an integral player for them. Lastly, before we move on to the next fixtures, are we giving Spurs any credit whatsoever? Now, of course, they are very naive with the way they play, but they probably play some of the most entertaining football right now, right? Do they have a chance to win a fixture that they usually lose? Because sometimes these games are already lost before they've started. We always think that Tottenham are gonna do well. They've had great teams, but not been able to be clinical against Arsenal. Arsenal just seem to have that hold over them.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they can be great in this fixture? They're at home.
The onus is on them.
Yeah.
The onus is on them, I think, especially after losing to Newcastle. The thing about Spurs is they're not clinical.
Yeah.
And Solanke's not fit. Richarlison's not fit. Richarlison's not really the most clinical player, but Solanke, even in his first game, missed 2 chances. Yeah. They're not clinical this season. And Ange, we've already seen 2 images of Ange with his hands on his knees. Like, bro, what the hell is going on? Yeah. You know what I mean? What is going on? So it hasn't been the greatest start. I think it's 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. Yeah. For Spurs, that's not the greatest start. So in a way, after losing to Newcastle, you actually want to play a game like Arsenal where it's a big game where the fans are going to be behind it. Everyone's going to be up for it. They're not going to be thinking about Newcastle. They're not going to be thinking about the start. It's kind of a one-game moment when you're playing Arsenal. That's what North London derby is. So they're going to be up for it. Maybe it didn't come at the best time because it was after international break. Some people are traveling. Look at someone like Romero. Man's gone all the way to South America. He's going to have to come back. It's always tough for the South Americans and stuff when they play in the Prem. So might not be the best time for it. But again, it's a one-off game for them. They need to see it as a cup final. Yeah. And anytime you have that mentality, you're dangerous, bro.
100%. Now, I want to move on to a fixture which I hate. It's a 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. Southampton against Manchester United Football Club.
We away? Or
we're away. Yeah. We're going to St. Mary's. All right. So we obviously lost against Brighton. Now, funny thing is, that Brighton game, I was like, all right, cool, I'll get it. We'll go Liverpool, we'll go smash them, yeah? In my head. I never said it publicly because I I just kind of knew, man. Bro, from the beginning of the season, I was like, you see, with this United, there's a lot happening at our club. All right, there's a lot happening at our club, and we've, I saw Flex speak about on TalkSport about where we've announced, I think, £115 million in loss or something like that. So there's a lot of cleaning up that's got to be done right now. We can't spend mad on one player. We have to divide it through. We've got rid of so many players. So I still believe this is phase one. So this season, as mad as it may sound as a fan, I've got to write it off as I'll take what I'm given right now. With that being said, though, I've watched United a lot over the years, and midfield has always been the problem. Always been the problem. We have not figured out how to have a great midfield, a good midfield three, or however the manager wants to play. I think the best football I've seen was under Oli, because it was quote unquote naive. It was like, we're expected to lose, let's go for it. Let's go for it. And we got some great results. We beat City, we beat PSG, we beat Arsenal, we beat all the teams. Jose's literally won against 19 of the teams that are in the Premier League. So there was a way in which he made it work within those teams. Now, when I watch Man United now, I feel like our midfield is always being outrun. Now, Casemiro, I'm not going to say that he is washed, because I don't think he is. I think what he's having to do is way more than what a player of his stature should be doing.
Agreed.
He's never been a player that I've seen dictate the game.
No.
He's there to be the aggressor and give the ball to the players that are good,
to the better players,
yes. Right? But we have Bruno and Kobe further forward and Casemiro by himself. So when the ball goes behind them two, Casemiro's by himself. And of course, when you're under pressure, every player does it. You do something hasty. Do you know what I'm saying? So that way of playing, if we continue this way, and Casemiro's not to blame, that's a tactical thing. And that's understanding that this player that's not what he's good at. Do you know what I'm saying? So I've always said this season, I think our midfield, Mason Mount now being injured, Kobe, Bruno and Cass isn't a good midfield three. No. And for me, in my opinion. And that's not individually, they're not good. It's just the way we're playing them, it just does not work. So going into this game, I don't think you have to be an incredible manager or an incredible team to know that that's where we're going to have the most joy. And if we have the most joy there, we have an opportunity to score.
The chance of winning is high.
Secondly, we are not as clinical as we need to be. The first game against Fulham, you was there with me, bro. How many chances did we have where we could have been 3-0 up, 2-0 up at half-time? We didn't do that. So we've only scored 2 goals in 3 games. The 1 goal we scored was after we had conceded a very, very stupid goal, and we lost that. Liverpool, we didn't even look like. We had 2 chances again. Xerxes. Now, it doesn't mean we would have won the game, but it meant that we would have made the score look a bit more respectable. So I don't know how confident I need to be in this game. I believe that Southampton obviously are newly promoted, but still want to make a mark, and they've seen how things are going to be. In your opinion, that's how I feel about Man United right now. How do you see this game going?
Bro, everything you said, I agree with. Everything you said. I do think Casemiro, the reason why I think he is a little bit, I wouldn't say washed, I'll say a little bit, he's not, he's becoming finished in my opinion, because even defensively, it's not at the level where he used to be.
But don't you think, though, sorry to cut you, the way we play, when we lose the ball, there's no cover.
No, that's a good point. As in, he is having to cover crazy distances.
He's doing too much.
Yeah, he's having to cover crazy distances where even Kobe, like a lot of people are talking about, he just can't run. Because he's having to cover so much space, so much distances. But everything you're saying, bro, like whether we're talking about player quality or not, you can have your opinion, Cass, Kobe, Bruno, whatever. The manager's not good enough, bro. Like, I'm sorry, bro. I can't keep acting. This guy is not good enough. Like, people keep saying we don't have identity. We do have an identity. It's the 3-1-6 that we play, and it's terrible. Let's just keep it 100. It's terrible, bro. You're talking about everything you mentioned was a tactical thing. Who deploys that? It's the manager. What is Ugarte going to come? Okay, Ugarte is going to come and do exactly what Casemiro does. That's not Ugarte's game either. The manager is totally misprofiling our players. The squad, I don't think, is a great squad, but they look way worse than they should. We're not compact. We're easy to play against. We're easy to create chances against. I just don't see where the inspiration is amongst this Manchester United team. Where can you look forward to it? What can you look forward to watch? You just know every single week we're going to watch ourselves get overrun. We're going to watch us get dominated in midfield, and we're going to concede chances. That's it. That's it. So when I'm looking at this, you can bring in Delete, you can bring in Euro, you can bring in Onana, whoever. If that is the way you're deploying the team, we're going to lose games. We've lost 2 of our first 3, -3 goal difference again. Already this season, we're on the back foot. We're 3 games in. For me, listen, like, I don't have to wait 3 years. We don't not have to wait 3 years. And I keep seeing stuff like Gary Neville say, you know, I'm just hoping it clicks. Brother, when have you ever heard 3 years you're saying, I'm just hoping it clicks? You got to put the foundations in place. And for me, we're just tactically, we're just so bad. And when I'm looking at Southampton, man's worried about a Southampton game, bro. Southampton are arguably the worst, could potentially be the worst team in the league.
They've already lost 3 games already.
They've lost 3 games. That means they're looking for a win.
Yeah.
That means a win's coming soon.
And it would be us that they win against.
If we do not win,
the writing could be on the wall.
I'm even talking draw.
Yeah, but I look at this Ten Hag situation with Man United, and I'm like, you know,
the club didn't.
What I don't like, and this is what I don't like about us fans, is that, but he's won 2 trophies. All right, we don't mention the names of the 2 trophies because when we've won the Premier League, we say he won the Premier League, or when he's won the Champions League, he's won the Champions League, right? Those 2 trophies that he won, us finishing 8th, we made the best out of a worse and horrible situation by getting that. And even leading up to it, those questions that the reporter asked him were valid questions.
Yes, and he's dismissing it.
He dismissed it. And I think the dismissal of those things is what probably annoys the fans, right?
Facts.
The season, I can say I was really proud, and I was like, what a way to start, because we're talking about Arsenal and Man City being a head and shoulders above everyone else, finishing 3rd and getting a Carabao Cup. For me, was something to build off. Now, obviously, we know what's happening with the club, so I'm understanding of how difficult it is to be a Man United manager, right? But there's just certain things that I feel like don't help his cause. Tactical, the way you respond to criticism, and literally not being able to change within a season. We've seen some of the greatest managers do that.
Yeah.
Pep does it.
Arteta
a lot. Does it.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be able to change, and you can. Now I can't blame the players because a lot of the players that we quote unquote wanted out are gone. So it's now down to you. You've got your signings, you've got your players. Now, there's some quotes that have come out on social media from Cristiano Ronaldo interview that he did with our good friend Rio Ferdinand, right? And he said, as Manchester United coach, you cannot say that you're not going to fight to win the league or Champions League. Mentally, you can say maybe we don't have the potential, but I cannot say that. We're going to try. What I wish for Manchester United is what I wish for me, the best that they can. Now, you've mentioned it. You don't believe Ten Hag is the best that we can. He did allude to, if he listens to Ruud van Nistelrooy.
That's crazy.
That was cold. That was cold-hearted, that things will change, right? Now, Ruud van Nistelrooy has played for Man United. He's played for our most successful manager and was around the period where it was going towards our most successful period as a club, bar 1999. So he understands what it's like. How much input do you reckon Ruud van Nistelrooy has? And do you think... Because I feel like Cristiano Ronaldo, since he had that Piers Morgan interview, has just been having it right. He has not been he's not trying to shade United because he loves the club. He's come back there to be successful and realise, nah, it's not going to work. And then him and Ten Hag have had their issues. He's gone, Ten Hag stayed. And we applauded him for that. But now we're seeing what Ronaldo has been saying is coming into fruition now. What do you think about, firstly, Ruud van Nistelrooy's import? And do you think what Ronaldo's saying is true?
The Ruud van Nistelrooy thing is crazy because I'm not on the training field. You know what I mean? So I don't know how much Van Nistelrooy's impact is. But one thing is, that was an Ineos decision to bring Van Nistelrooy, not a Ten Hag decision. They basically fired Ten Hag's assistants and said, you are going to have this guy and that guy. So they obviously rate him highly, and they obviously have plans for him, bro, going forward.
Because he left his own club.
Well, he was already unemployed, but he had offers to
I'm sure that conversation was being had before he left.
Maybe. So you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, that's Ineos' decision to bring him in. That's massive. You know what I mean? That means they probably do have plans for him. So Ronaldo is cheeky for saying, you know, if you listen to him, it's going to improve. That's crazy. But I don't blame Ronaldo for throwing digs at Ten Hag anymore. In the terms of what he said, I agree with him. I agree with Cristiano there. Like, listen, I know we're not winning the league. You know we're not winning the league. The blind man knows we're not winning the league. However, when you just come out straight away and just say, we're not, we got no chance, blah, blah, instantly you're thinking it's defeatist mentality because you're the one that keeps flexing. I've won 2 trophies. Other than City, nobody's won as many trophies as us, blah, 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 blah. But then as soon as it comes to talking about the serious stuff, oh, no, we can't do it. Yeah. For me, that's defeatist. You know what I mean? And listen, I'm not out here. I don't even need him to say it. But as Ronaldo said, you just say, we're going to try. If we do it, we do it. If we don't, we don't type thing. But one thing we're going to do is continue progressing. That's the most important thing. I do think Ronaldo's issue with Ten Hag mainly is his character. Yeah. I don't think Ronaldo vibes with Ten Hag's character. No, clearly not. And personally, I don't think a lot of fans vibe with his character. You look at even Arne Slot, the way he talks to the media, you feel something. Ange, Arteta, Pep, even Enzo Maresca, he's come out and said, brother, this guy's out. You feel some kind of authority. You feel some kind of... With Ten Hag, it just feels very bland, very dull. And I'm very high on characters because characters is how you speak to players, how people are going to receive you, bro. If your character's bad, then all of a sudden, you're not getting your message across properly. Jose and Ten Hag could say the exact same things and one could be delivered. One can hit home more than the other. And that's just the way of life, bro. So when I spoke to a United legend, not Rio, by the way, but I spoke to a United legend and he said, Ten Hag's not good at delivering messages. That's literally what he said. He said the players struggle to take in his information because he's not got that kind of, how should I say that personality. Dutch, they're very bland, they're very blunt. I've even seen, I don't even want to get onto the guy, but I've even seen like when he's welcoming players to the club, they show like little clips of, and he's trying to bust a joke and the players are not even understanding what he's saying, bro. I saw when he wanted to give Garnacho and Lissandro their trophies for winning the Copa. Garnacho didn't even know his name had been called yet. Garnacho was sitting there like this. Lissandro's already walking, and Garnacho's like, oh. Yeah. Either he's not listening, or he doesn't even understand what's going on, bro. It's tough. It's tough, bro. It's tough.
Yeah, you can tell we're defeated. You can tell we're defeated. I think I was I didn't watch the Liverpool game, but I was driving back from a tournament, and I called Cams because that was my first point of contact, and the sigh that he gave me, genuinely, I felt everything without him saying anything. Pause. Ooh, crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was mad. Wow. That was mad. No, I'm gonna say it. That was mad. I'll say it. That was mad.
Thank you.
But yeah, so I think going into this, it's more like we're wounded anyway. Going into this, there should be some light at the end of the tunnel. But Southampton are going to be fighting. They're probably just fighting for their survival early doors, and this is a good way for them to get back onto it. So we'll see how that one goes. Now, we spoke about Liverpool earlier on when we made our predictions about I felt like they would finish between 4th and 3rd and 4th, right? They have played some amazing football. Yeah. Everything seems to be working amazingly well for them. Gravenberch has been iconic for Liverpool this so far this season in his newfound position. Yeah. Trent doing what Trent does. Salah, Jota, Luiz. Everything is just working well, right? What's it like? So this is Arne Slot's first ever time in the Premier League. 3 games in, 3 wins, 0 losses, 0 goals conceded. Now I don't want to compare to Man United because we're talking about Liverpool now. What is he doing that is different to what we've been doing, but also what every other manager that comes in and goes to a top team is doing?
One thing I'll say, is he instantly, you see when he walked into the club, they didn't make any signings really properly. I think they made, Chiesa came in. They didn't really make any first team signings. What he did is simply look at what was the issues last season with Liverpool and how we're going to improve that. And it's defensively. The reason why a lot of people, there was a little crowd of people that kept saying it's not sustainable for Liverpool. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable because they'll go goals down. Every game, Liverpool going 1-0 down and they'll win and it was Klopp, it's fire, whatever. But Liverpool always felt a little bit too easy to play against in comparison to Arsenal, who were like not letting any chances, and City, who are just ball dominant. You know what I mean? So you looked at Liverpool and it's a bit too vulnerable. They're always they're chasing back too much, and teams are getting them on the transition. He simply just looked at it and said, how do I improve the players that are already at this football club, and how am I going to do it? And already you can see Liverpool are a little bit more compact. They're playing with Gravenberch and McAllister in the pivot, and they still look solid. That's down to coaching, bro. He's got Trent playing back in the right back. Like, Trent was playing a little bit too much, coming in a little bit too much. He still does, but he's got Trent playing again. When you have your best players on the best form, you're always going to be in good nick. He's got Mo Salah firing. He's got Trent firing. Gravenberch is having a great time. Luis Diaz is looking rejuvenated in this transition that they're playing. Everyone thought that Arne Slot is just going to come in and start doing his Dutch kind of dominating the ball. And no, he's happy to compact and hit you in the break. Same way that Klopp did. So he's looked at something that's already successful and just added a little bit of tweaks. And I fully admire that. And right now, he is doing a coaching job. Simple as. So I respect it, bro. That's the difference, man. And How do you think about Salah, though? Salah starts the season.
This is what Salah does. I'm not surprised by him.
Because last season, people were saying...
No, okay. Like, I'm not surprised by Salah. Like, Salah will go down as probably the best winger in the Premier League history.
Do you think?
He could go down. Like, when you look at Salah, in terms of effectiveness, over since he has been at Liverpool, I think when they say, he's played for Chelsea, but you can't judge that.
No.
When he came from Roma to Liverpool, he has just been this. He has had moments where they dip. Every player has that. But he's been super, super consistent with assists or goals. Like, you always know, like, whenever a goal is going to happen or there's going to be chances created by this man. And I think if we're going to have it right, this guy has been world class for a very, very long time. And I think for Liverpool, the issue that they'll have is, obviously he's got 1 year left on his contract, is what do they do after that? We spoke earlier about Harvey Elliott. What a player to look up to. 8 weeks out. I know, but like in general, though, like what a player to look up to, innit, is Mohamed Salah. But unreal player. Like hate him or love him, you have to respect him. Facts. And I think that's what they've got with him. And I think he's playing. He said it after the game when he spoke with Daniel Sturridge and Roy Keane about how he's got a freedom now. He just feels like he can just play football. Yeah. There's no pressure because he's done everything he can do for the club, and now he's gonna, potentially bow out or extend his contract or whatever on greatness. Look, he's had goal involvement in every game. Yeah, that's what Mohamed Salah does. So there's no surprises there with him. I think him and Haaland, they are like guaranteed goals and assists throughout the whole season. They're just crazy players. So yeah, I think Liverpool will absolutely batter Nottingham Forest. I think there's not even a discussion having that like with them. I think and they're at home as well. I think it will be an absolute hiding. Speaking of another team, Man City and Brentford. Yeah. Now Brentford, I think that's Man City at home. I've been really, really impressed with Brentford. You know
who started well.
Go on then.
Have you seen his bro? Have you seen his start?
No, he's been good.
Maybe I was a season premature.
Yeah, he was. I thought you saw the idea. You saw the idea.
Yeah.
Now, all the guys,
fruition, mate.
All the guys that were laughing at Cams. I know the egg's on your face now. And look, can you see the egg on mine? It's there. But yeah, we speak about Brentford, and we obviously Ivan Toney. By the way, Ivan Toney's song.
Yeah, that was too funny.
I need that as a ringtone.
That is too. Man was like.
No, look. When you're just thinking money, bread, in my pocket, But no, when Ivan Toney leaves your club, it kind of probably sets you back. Yeah. But I feel like with the way Brentford are anyway, Ericsson left before and they were fine. Yeah. Tony's left, I think they'll still be fine. Wissa and I think Mbeumo, top left. What a duo, bro. Like, they're very under. Do you know what?
They're Barclays.
Oh my god. They're Barclays.
Trust me.
They are Barclays.
They are Barclays, bro.
Like, they're heritage. Yes. They are heritage players.
Proper.
I think this will obviously you expect Man City to win this game, but you spoke about Collins as well. Yeah. They've got a good base of football players. But going into this Man City game, what's your views on it? Because I feel like, for me personally, I feel like it will be a good game. I feel like Brentford will get chances, but I think Man City will overpower.
Where is it?
At Etihad.
They're getting smoked.
Yeah, what, like a spliff or?
Yeah, spliff thing.
Okay, well, like just full. Yeah,
it's about four goals.
Callies.
Yeah, it's about 4 goals, bro. Yeah, getting. Bro, have you seen what Haaland's on?
7 goals already, 3 games.
Come on,
let's have it right. Okay, are we just having it right today?
Let's just have it right.
Okay, let's have it right. I try to be nice.
Nah, let's not be silly here, mate. You know what I mean? They're getting smoked, and unfortunately for them, but Haaland's on the form of that. He's scoring again. KDB's fuming at the moment after that Belgium situation, so he might come and try and let something off. I think Foden just got declared fit. Rodri should probably be back in. Yeah, listen, they're getting packed.
Okay, so
sorry, Brentford fans.
Yeah, no, sorry. But the fact that Rodri hasn't played, Foden hasn't played.
That was their two best players last season.
They're just, you know, like in tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
When they're like that.
Yeah.
They're tapping their head like, and then the players taking their time to come to them. I think that's the moment right now for City. I think once they tap those players in, it's class.
I mean, Pep said, pre-season's over now.
Yeah.
So you've run your first 3 games. Haaland scored 7 and 3, and you're saying pre-season's over. So what's to come?
Yeah.
It's long, bro. They're going to want to put a marker down against Brentford because they know Arsenal's coming next. Bro, I don't see anybody stopping Man City, bro.
Me neither. Let's talk about Chelsea.
Interesting one, to be fair. I think they drew their last game, didn't they?
Yeah, but they won 6-2 convincingly against Wolves, right? Like we spoke about Chelsea before about how we feel like they could potentially suffer. Again, you know, these are things they're premature when we're talking about these teams, right? But they have talent. They have, and I said this before, I think, you know, Nico Jackson for me has probably got one of the best movements in the league. And he's kind of proven it the way he's been playing, the link-up play with Noni, as you mentioned, and Cole Palmer. Are we taking a piss with them? Are we not giving them a fair chance because of how much players they've signed?
Yeah, I think the expectation of them being so bad is probably wrong. Yeah, definitely.
I tweeted it and said I got it wrong.
Yeah, that's fair enough then.
Yeah.
You know what it is? Predictions. I always say prediction videos. People ask you to do it, but I've never really enjoyed them because 90% of the time you're wrong.
We're not psychics.
You're wrong. Like 90% of the time, but people are asking you to do league position from 1 to 20. How the hell are you gonna get all that right? So anyway, Chelsea are gonna be one of them teams that are gonna be up and down still, though. I think this season, in terms of one game they might win 5-0. Next game I think they could just lose. They can win 4-0, draw. Boom. I think Chelsea are gonna be one of them teams. I don't know if Chelsea are going to be one of them teams that are going to put in 7-8 games in a row of wins or great results. They're going to be up now, even at the Palace draw. Yeah. You're thinking, go on, Chelsea, at Stamford Bridge, go and win that. And then they draw the game. So I still think they're going to be that type of team. I think they're still very vulnerable defensively. But Maresca's trying to find things. And I think gradually, as the season goes along, Chelsea will be fine. Now, top 4 is still going to be a battle. But I think Chelsea are going to be fine. They're going to be around the top 6. Again.
So you're predicting a win?
Yeah. Where are they?
Away at Bournemouth.
No win. Yeah. Chelsea win. Yeah.
Tough stadium though. It's a pretty closed-in stadium. All right. Cool. So there's a few other games now. Obviously, we're not going to go through every single one of them. But a game that I'm really excited to see. I just want to see what Brighton do against Ipswich. Now, and the reason why I've enjoyed Brighton, this season. Obviously, they beat Man United. They really played well I think they played well throughout the game anyway against Arsenal, but also when Arsenal were down to 10 men, they've just got a great way of playing. Now, João Pedro, Welbeck, honestly, he's Barclays as well.
He's
absolutely Barclays because
man.
he's just got it.
What an athlete.
Yeah, he's a proper athlete as well. And you look at Brighton and you think they lack the players that have left that club. You know, you think of Ben White, you know, Trossard leaving as well. You know what I mean? Caicedo, like players that were the reasons why people were like, oh, Brighton are a good team. Yeah. And they still seem to have this hold over great football. And going up against Ipswich, I think it's a no-brainer. I think they will absolutely tear them to shreds.
Do you think?
No.
I don't think they'll absolutely tear them to shreds.
They're at home.
I think Ipswich are one of them teams that are going to be like Luton. They might surprise you a few times.
But remember, Luton went down. They went down, but they also played well in games and then lost. Yeah. So I think, I'm not saying Ipswich ain't playing well. Yeah. But I just think Brighton they've got it.
I expect Brighton to win. I expect Brighton to win. Absolutely get battered. I don't think so.
You know me, I go something.
Sometimes. I think they'll win though.
Another game. Yeah. Aston Villa Everton.
Everton need a win. Everton need a result. But where is it? At the Villa Park?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Villa.
Yeah?
That's Villa.
They're bottom of the league right now, Everton.
Everton are in trouble.
Not far from us.
Yeah. they're in trouble, bro.
They're not far from us.
That's the reality. They're not actually far from us. But yeah, no, Everton are in trouble. Everton are in trouble, man. Very poor squad.
So for me, that's our Wolves, Newcastle. Newcastle should win that.
Where is it?
Is that the Molineux?
Wolves might get a result.
Yeah?
Newcastle.
You know Gary
they're
O'Neill's
away
my guy
from
anyway.
Yeah, that's my boy as well.
I swear to God.
Yeah, Gazzy, yeah, I met him a few times. I've met him. I've got a picture of him and everything.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Gazzy, he's your boy, yeah?
No, primary school.
Yeah, I hear that. All right, last week you asked me a question about who are the top 10 players with left-footed goals in Premier League history. That was a good question. Some of them I can't believe I missed out.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It is what it is. So I'm going to ask you, who are the top 10 players in Premier League history with the most headed goals?
Off the back, Peter Crouch.
Okay, Crouchy's number 1.
John Terry.
No.
Oh, wow, okay. I want to say Alan Shearer.
Shearer's number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, you're starting strong.
I want to say Alan Shearer. Oh. Top 10 headed goals. I'm just trying to think Premier League.
I would say there's a clue is not clue, but there's only one midfielder on this list.
Yeah, I know they're all
Yeah.
strikers.
Yes.
Defenders wouldn't. John Terry, I just think because he scored the most goals from a defender in the Premier League, I was thinking him.
Yeah.
Okay, Frank Lampard.
No.
That's because you said midfield player. Oh.
Some obvious ones.
Andy Cole.
No.
Oh, this is jarring. All right, cool. No, let me lock in. Let me lock in.
Lock in. You're missing.
So 1 and 2
was Crouch and Shearer.
I don't know why I'm going to say this man's name because I don't think he played that much years. Mark Viduka.
No. Stick with the theme of Crouch and Shearer.
Kane?
If you're looking, there we go. Number 3, Harry Kane.
I'm looking at these players. I'm thinking, but headed goals, it might not be a lot.
Yeah. Well, I would say Crouchy is top with 46.
Okay.
Or 47, I think. And Shearer's got 46. Harry Kane got 40. So that's the top 3. So now you're looking below 40.
Jermaine Defoe.
Come on, no, man.
I'm just saying his name. All right, cool. Let me lock in.
Lock in. Who headers?
So I got 3. I got 3.
Yeah. Who will be like? Who's the big men? Think about big men.
All right. So most of them are not playing. I'm guessing, right?
They all play, but
no, not playing. Still playing now.
They all only one doesn't play anymore, but he is
Haaland.
But no.
Haaland's not there.
No. That's too soon.
Well, if
most they're not in. But only one still plays. No, 2 still play in the Prem.
Okay.
The rest are just about.
And it's out of 10.
Yes.
And I got 3 so far.
You got 3, yeah.
You got 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
I need to defeat you. How long have I got left?
I'm gonna give you. What's the time now? I'll give you 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I'll give you 2 more minutes.
Days. I'm gonna be pissed. Big men.
Yes.
Not Burp.
Have you got it, Archie, in there at the back? No. Yeah.
Is it as obvious as it should be?
There's some obvious ones. Think about some players that are just known for heading.
Oh, Lukaku.
Thank you.
Yeah,
okay.
Lukaku.
He's number 5.
Drogba.
Well, no, not Drogba. Lukaku's joint number 5 or 6 because I've put in Shearer. So he's joint number 6.
Headed goals. This is poor from Harry Pinero. Fuck.
I'm surprised Drogba's not there, to be fair.
That's what I was thinking. Drogba.
That's poor. Might be, but this list ain't saying me that.
I know Henry's not there.
No
chance.
Surprisingly, people score less headers than you think.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Rano Rude's not there.
Because Number 10 has scored 22. You're thinking people ain't even scored 22 headers in their whole Premier League history.
Steven Gerrard?
No.
This is horrible. This is a good question for me. You know what you was there.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's time. That's time. So you got 4 out of 10. Now, you're going to be disappointed when you hear these names. Peter Crouch, Alan Shearer, Harry Kane, Christian Benteke.
Oh, my days.
Olivier Giroud, Mikel Antonio, Lukaku, Andy Carroll. I thought you were going to get... I said, who's known for heading? Chris Wood.
Can I be honest with you? These answers are not as
They're
in your
easy,
face as you'd think. I think Oliver Giroud I'm pissed about.
Yeah.
And Andy Carroll.
Yeah,
Andy Carroll. Them
Mikel
two.
Antonio is tough.
Yeah.
And Benteke, you can forget about Benteke. And lastly, well, his joint 10th is Tim Cahill.
Yeah,
remember
man.
he was great header. And Kenwyne Jones.
That's come on, man.
Yeah. That's why I ignore Kenwyne Jones.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not that pissed.
Midfielder header.
I think if I got 5, I would feel better about myself. But all right, then cool.
4 out of 10, not bad. We go again next week.
We go again next week. Obviously, people that's watching, listening, let us know, man, in the comments on social media. You know what you thought about our takes today. And wherever you're listening to this, man. Keep downloading, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube. Keep subscribing. We're in there, Inside Scoop, man. I've been Harry Pinero. Yeah, follow the Twitch as well. Cams is he's flying a flag for us over there. But I've been Harry Pinero. This has been Culture Cams. We'll see you next time.